What's going on, everyone? Welcome to another video. In this video I'm going to talk to you guys about how you can get money for a down payment on a house. I personally bought 3 homes in Southern California, so I'm going to be sharing with you guys my experience, and I did all this on a student salary. So I'm going to go a little bit into what it takes to financially maneuver that and get into a down payment, discovering a couple of money hacks that you can do possibly as a student, and I'm going to reveal to you guys kind of like my plan of how I've got myself wedged into Orange County, because that was quite difficult to do in the beginning. But before I jump in this video, guys, let me know in the comment section below, are you guys saving up for a house? Are you guys planning on putting X amount of dollars down? What's your current money hacks? Share them with people. Do me a favor, like this video if you guys find this kind of content useful. But before I get into all of this, I'm gonna just show you guys a video of me making coffee because I just don't have any other B-roll. So let's go. Thanks for waiting, guys. Let's talk about house number 1. All right, so house number 1, I'm gonna put it up right here. It was really far. And we bought this in 2013, so the market dipped around 2010-ish. So one big disclaimer, I was already married at the time, so my wife and I, we were working on this together. The first thing I did while I was a student, this is a little money hack that you guys can do. Books is usually something that people spend a lot of money on. What I would do is I would not buy the books. So instead of buying the books, I basically just went to the library, I photocopied the sections that I needed, and I got my homework done that way. I also asked a lot of my friends who had the books if I could take photos of them or if they didn't need it for a weekend, and I could take it with me. So generally speaking, that's kind of how I went about saving the money that I got for books into my savings account. Another huge thing that we did is we rented an apartment. We basically didn't furnish it. My wife was working, obviously we had a bed and we had all those things, and I was going to school, so we were pretty much hardly ever home. So we didn't go out and buy a super expensive couch, a super fancy refrigerator, a giant TV. We had a bed, we had a dining table, and that was pretty much it. Now we'll say this, when you're a student, you have the benefit of having lower expectations. You know, your quality of life is pretty much just ramen and school. So I wasn't completely honest with you guys. I actually had a master plan in mind how we can move and live in Orange County, but at the point in time, it was just not feasible. My plan was this: get the first house, stay there for some time, get another house, use that equity to get a little bit closer, and then repeat, you know, till you get to the location you want it to be. So this house that we bought was super cute. It wasn't super large, it was like 1,200 square foot. It was built in the 1990s. We went ahead and purchased it. It was really far. I remember specifically we closed on the house, got the keys, drove over the house, and man, it was a road trip in the middle of the night. But we got our first house. And I'll tell you guys something, that feeling the first time you walk into the house that you just purchased, your own house, you'll never get that again. It's crazy. We went ahead and purchased it. It was really far. I remember specifically we closed on the house, got the keys, drove over the house, and man, it was a road trip in the middle of the night. But we got our first house. And I'll tell you guys something, that feeling the first time you walk into the house that you just purchased, your own house, you'll never get that again. It's crazy. It's just really, really awesome. So we lived there for about 2.5, maybe 3 years. 6 months before we moved out, I renovated the whole place. It just needed paint. It needed a restoration on the cabinets, new hardware, new flooring. For a budget of about $5,000 and a lot of DIY blood, sweat, and tears, We got the house looking phenomenal. Also, you know, keep in mind, get a really good real estate agent, because our agent helped us out a lot. She got curtains, she got staging, she got plants planted, everything. It just looked perfect. We had a ton of offers, and we sold in 2015 or 2016, I think. So our down payment on this very first house was less than $10,000. We did the 3% down, and we had a PMI, and we just rolled with it. We made our monthly payments. It was tight. It was really tight, but we made our monthly payments with a 3%, and eventually we sold it. Within that time frame, the market had appreciated, and we had equity in the place, and we had a solid chunk of down payment for the next place. The next place was quite interesting. I had just finished renovating the place. We had put a lot of effort in, and it's been on the market, and buying and selling houses is crazy. It's an emotional roller coaster. Now, my recent video that I just made, I talked about how passionate I am about not putting 20% down on a home, especially if you're in a really expensive area like Southern California. So I'm gonna link that video right up here. So for the second home, we just had finished renovating it, and we really didn't want to touch anything. We were ready to go and just get a place where we live, and it's just easy. So after looking about what we can afford in a single family range and what we wanted out of our current lifestyle, you know, I was still in school, my wife was working, we decided to go for new construction. And it's really, really, really cool because you are basically designing your own place. Now, taking all of the down payment from that first house, plus the equity that's accrued, and the market had increased, that was our down payment for the second home. At that point, I didn't want to have a PMI. So we used all of it, but we still didn't get to 20%. So what we were looking for the second home was a move-in ready home, nothing to mow, and just go home and have an easy lifestyle. We wanted new cabinets, new appliances. We wanted that lifestyle. So we found a place in Orange County, not the best area, but a good area in Orange County. That was a townhouse that had new appliances, energy efficient, solar panels, fantastic. And we got super lucky. Someone fell out of escrow and we bought phase one. And every phase thereafter is generally a little bit more expensive. So it steps up and gets a little bit more expensive. We actually didn't buy a house. What we ended up buying was a square of land. There was nothing there. The cool thing about it is, as they were building it, every week I was able to check up on it. So we used the down payment, purchased the first place. They built the house, we designed it the way we wanted it, and bam, we were in there. Nothing to worry about. Well, I'll tell you how we got to house 3 after the short commercial break. Just kidding. House 3, we purchased with, again, not 20% down. Well, considering we were in the heart of Orange County and really close to LA and San Diego, you know, really right in the middle, we decided, well, let's try to rent it, which happened to work out perfectly. We got a renter in there, fantastic person. They were able to move in about 2 weeks after we closed escrow on the third house. As a little thing I forgot to mention, every time we purchase a home, it doesn't happen like this. You guys have to be patient. Every time we purchased the home, it took about a year to find the place. There's multiple offers, there's multiple people, there's cash offers, and sometimes you just don't get exactly what you want, and it's okay. It's a process. You have to be patient, and you'll get turned down. So we actually kept the place, the townhouse. We left all the equity in there. We took our savings and put 5% down on our current home. We did that exactly to not touch that in case we ever needed to have any sort of emergency funds. And also, we wanted to just kind of start fresh. Now, I don't want to encourage you guys to jump into debt that is not necessary. But if you have good credit, if you're responsible with your money, good credit tells people that you're responsible with your money, then you should leverage the power of being able to borrow money. Again, I don't encourage anyone to jump into debt they cannot handle. You have to know that. It was their families. They wanted to make sure that they get their money out before anything else happens that might be crazy. Now, what exactly were we looking for in the third home? We were looking for a big yard, a quiet area, and decent schools. It's crazy how that happens. Your life changes. So here we are in the third home. We have a ton of work ahead of us. This is how we got here. We didn't get here by luck or coincidence. We didn't get here by being super conservative. We were conservative, extremely conservative, and still are. There are things that you should save money on and things you should just not save money on. But it gets to show you when you're young and you can make those sacrifices, make them, because they compound and they'll open doors for you in the future. So make your sacrifices, be frugal, know that the home is not a permanent thing. It's an item that can be sold for profit. It's an item that can be improved by putting paint on, by putting new appliances in. A lot of stuff you can learn yourself to just get more money in. And leverage the power of borrowing. If you're a responsible person, borrow the money at whatever rate you feel comfortable in. Go a little bit past your comfort, I would say, to where, you know, you make that sacrifice automatically because you have to make your monthly payment. It will pay dividends in the future, I guarantee it. Well, that's it for the video, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys made it this far, please hit the like button. Leave a comment below. Are you saving for a home? How much money are you planning on putting down? How do you feel about a PMI? Do you just want to continue renting? Because there is a huge upside to just renting. I'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks for watching.